So we will transition now to our Sounders. How did they do this week?
I don't even want
Mm.
to. Okay, so coming off of that week where you beat New York City FC to advance to the CCL Final, the CONCACAF Champions League Final, but then you lose to Miami just 3 days later. And it was just like a 1-goal loss. It's like, okay, this will happen. It's earlier in the season. You're coming off of a really important game as opposed to a game that's earlier in the regular season of the MLS, and it shouldn't really matter that much. Then you play San Jose, the Earthquakes, who have not won a game at all, and they're the lowest team in the Western Conference, and you lose 3-4. I normally with losses like this, I don't highlight players of the game, but because Nico Ladero had a goal, 2 assists on 1 shot on target, and a 79.6 pass percentage, I will do so. So Nico Ladero with the goal and 2 assists there, responsible, being a part of all of Seattle's goals. Seattle went into halftime up 2-1. Okay, fine. And then they went up 3-1. You say, okay, this is a team that has not won a game. They probably won't be able to finish out a game. And then you give up 2 goals around the 65th minute. You say, hey, we're tied right now. But also, San Jose, there's a caveat to all of this. San Jose, to give up the first goal that they gave up a penalty kick on a play that really should have been a red card and had San Jose playing with only 10 men. So there's one caveat. And then that you see that 4 there, 3-4, their final goal came off of a penalty that shouldn't have been called. And this is all, I don't remember his specific name. I think it was like Uncle. And Unkel was the referee. I guess he's notorious for not changing his decisions even after a replay review. And that same thing happened. So problematic, to say the least. But certainly a frustrating loss. Obviously, I know that after the Miami loss, Brian Schmetzer said that the team was pissed off.
They really should.
And I know he was visibly pissed off even at halftime of this one.
Yeah.
So really interested to see, what the rebound is for this, because the rebound game situation now has much more importance. So we'll get to that in a second. But so here's a stat for you. Prior to this loss, the Sounders had won 123 straight MLS matches in which they led by 2 goals at any point in the match, dating back to June of 2009. 2009, the year when the Sounders were back in their latest iteration. So the record in that situation is now 128 wins, 1 draw, and the 1 loss. Yeah. So that's a historic loss in a way.
Yeah.
So, frustrating. As we head over to injury news here, we have some more. It's like Yeimar tracker. On the 19th, Yeimar was a full participant in training, and on the 20th, Yeimar was confirmed to be available for selection in that game against the San Jose Earthquakes. I don't think he saw much action at all, if that. So it might be more so that they're holding him to be ready for the CCL Final, which comes up on Wednesday. So we'll see about that. Also on the 22nd, Dylan Tevez was ruled out with a right hamstring strain against San Jose in that match. So hoping that that's not too much of importance there. In team-related notes, I know we talked about U.S. Open Cup last week. The Sounders were announced to find out their opponent for the round of 32, and it's the San Jose Earthquakes. so the Sounders will play the San Jose Earthquakes in the round of 32 for the U.S. Open Cup. Something that's really interesting to me is that the Sounders have played San Jose in the U.S. Open Cup several times. I think it's 12 matches. None of them have been at Lumen Field. None. All different venues. And this match, guess where it's been played? Not at Lumen Field. It's going to be down at Starfire Sports Park complex in Tukwila, where the Sounders have their training facility and the Seawolves play.
Yeah. Interesting.
Odd. So there's that for U.S. Open Cup news, and we'll get when that's actually scheduled. We'll find that more out for you. In terms of league-related notes, on the 21st, the MLS will be keeping its All-Star format from last season. The August exhibition match will pit MLS All-Stars against the best players from Liga MX for the 2nd straight year. We head over to upcoming and sort of the record and standings here. So the Sounders sit in MLS play at a 2-win, 4-loss, 1-draw record. They sit at 11th in the Western Conference. Looking ahead, looking to bounce back, they will play Pumas on April 27th on the road done in Mexico City with a 7:30 p.m. start time. That game will be broadcast here in the States on Fox in English on FS1. That is the first leg of the CCL final, which is massive. Again, no MLS team has ever won that trophy. That's putting yourself on the world stage for an MLS team. So this is when they talk about this being a big, well, it was funny. Brian Schmetzer had a press conference after he had a clip from the locker room after the win against New York City. He said, this is a big effing deal for the club.
Yeah.
Which it is, because this is, again, putting yourself on the world stage. It's pretty solidly important. So, that's going to be a big match. So having Yeimar back for it would be a really big deal. The best defender that you've got, a Defender of the Year finalist last year, just being fully healthy will be a big deal. So really interested to see how leg one goes, because obviously, like we've seen with the Sounders in the CCL final, CCL as a whole, in the different brackets they've played, if you play a really good leg one, you can, I wouldn't say you can afford to slouch in the second leg, but you've got some leeway in the next leg.
And
So
that's in a couple days here, so hopefully they're ready.
yeah, that'll be a big deal.